I went to an auto shop and asked them how to go about auto service excellence training and how to take the exam. They asked me if I said ASC, but I said ASE and they didn't know or wouldn't tell me. I pretty much gave up on getting a job as a mechanic. That didn't go over well at home, but success is about getting to yes, and all I ever heard was no in the many ways you've heard about since the beginning of this blog.
Remember, it's easy to be successful when someone says yes. But all I heard is, oh no, God no, hell no, fuck no.
While all this was happening in 2005, I got to see shows like The Contender and the very first season of The Ultimate Fighter, including the epic finale. Win or lose, it was inspiring to see all these guys take their shot. 2006 came and I got to see Supergroup, and it was entertaining to see 5 people from different bands try to come together as one supergroup. My mom had started going to these hospital appointments at the VA. She was an Army veteran, like her dad, before she became an iron worker. I didn't have a license, so I didn't drive her to these appointments, but my stepdad did. Maybe it's for the best that I didn't drive her, because she would come home and tell me about this German doctor that saw her at the appointment. He showed up wrinkled, with a bad attitude, and really didn't seem to have his patient's best interest at heart. A doctor is supposed to do no harm, but he didn't care, and I didn't like what I was hearing. He claimed that he found cancer and recommended surgery at the VA to remove it. My mom did not want to go, but she had told me many stories about how her mom had cancer, and I did not want that for her. I wish that I could have gotten a second opinion, or to understand the complications of surgery on her body before I asked my mom to go through with it. All I did know was that I didn't want her to get cancer, and if they had detected it and were willing to remove it, we should remove it before it spread. I woke up and gave my mom a hug the day she went in to have the cancer removed. My stepdad would tell me that after the surgery, he would watch her on the respirator after work. He told me that I should come, because she might die. I dismissed that and said that her body was just recovering from surgery and that she would be alright. I ended up getting a call to be a bar back. It was a smoky bar, which I hated, but it was a job.
I was a bar back, I wore a lot of hats, overheard every version of been that, done that.
My stepdad told me, Mom had woken up and we went to the VA to see her in the ICU. I thought this would be routine surgery, but they wouldn't let her drink, and every day she had to have fluids that built up, drained. That was not what I talked my mom into. The surgery was supposed to save her life, not ruin the quality of it. If we brought her McDonald's and green tea and it was too close to the time they would drain the fluids, they wouldn't let her have it. It was god-awful. I remember I told her I'd come back next week and see her, then pulled her up to give her a hug and said I love you before we left. I was sound asleep the next morning, when I stirred as my stepdad woke me. He said,
Mom died.
I sat straight up in my bed and said,
What?
He told me to call the hospital, and that's what I did.